Hello everybody, I am the Helpful Witch, and today I want to speak about 5 things I've not seen anybody mention about Hogwarts Legacy. Before we jump straight in, please like and subscribe, comment down below what else you want to hear me speak about, and let's jump in straight into the video. Okay, first thing is the Felix Felicis. So without going too much in the controversy about the exclusivity or not about Felix, I just wanted to mention that we have actually seen the potion in the game, and I haven't seen anybody mention it. So of course at the beginning we did not notice because we didn't know how it was going to be shaped, the bottle. As you can see, the potion bottle is actually a little bit different from what we are used to seeing in the movies, so I'm not surprised that anybody didn't spot it at the beginning. However, as you can see here during the gameplay reveal trailer, this is the same bottle that we have now seen in the Sony blog post as well as some email marketing that has gone around. So we can actually see that now, having these two images side by side, we can see that this potion bottle actually corresponds to the Felix Felicis. This tells me, I mean, we know already that the gameplay reveal trailer was recorded on PS5, so it makes sense why we have actually seen this during the potion shop. However, I am not entirely sure what this means for the gameplay, especially for PS5 and PS4s, in terms of, can we buy it? Can we get it without having bought it? Do we have to buy it to be able to use it? Do we have to do something specific to unlock it? We can see that this is the recipe for Felix, so we're gonna need to buy it, I guess, at some point, unless we can unlock it, and this is just a safety net in case you don't do the quest or whatever it has to be. Or will we start the game already where the first time we go to the Potion Emporium we can buy it already? I am not entirely sure, but I thought it was very interesting that nobody actually pointed out that this is the Felix Felicis recipe already in the gameplay trailer we got all those months ago. The second thing I want to mention very quickly about Felix is that I've seen some people talk about the fact that as the Haunted Shop quest is not fully exclusive for PS5 and PS4, as in it will be released for everybody else in a year's time, or at least that is a speculation considering the small text we got at the end of the reveal trailer for that quest. A lot of people have mentioned that they think that the recipe for Felix as well will be released once the quest is not exclusive anymore. However, I do want to point out that Felix is supposed to be a pre-order bonus. Now, we have already seen them mention about the Onyx Hippogriff, which is another pre-order bonus, that will only be available for pre-orders, and once that's done. So after 10th of February, nobody else will be able to buy the Onyx Hippogriff in the future. Therefore, I don't think that actually the Felix recipe will be transferable to everybody else, even if they were to unlock the Haunted Shop quest for everybody else. And as I was saying, this is because this is a pre-order bonus, so the only way they will be able to do that is if they do release it just for the people that did pre-order. But I'm not entirely sure, I mean, I'm not a game developer, so I'm not entirely sure how easy it's going to be to kind of distinguish, and whether that is even fair after a year to distinguish people that did pre-order. Are they gonna receive the Felix, and people that didn't pre-order, they will receive the quest but not Felix? I'm not entirely sure, but let me know what you think below, because again, I haven't heard anybody speak about it, so I'm very curious to hear what everybody's opinion is on the fact. Second thing that I've not heard anybody speak about is that I think we have actually seen another, I don't know exactly how to call it, but in the Room of Requirement we have seen that when we enter that greenhouse, we can buy that house, we can play with some creatures, and we've also seen that there is 2 other greenhouses, or at least entrances, on the side, on the upper level of the Room of Requirement. And I've seen some people speculating about, they think that probably one of them is for the Mooncalves, one of them might be for Thestrals, and I actually think they are correct. Now, I say this for 2 reasons. The first of all is, I think actually we have seen again this in the gameplay trailer. So we have seen our main character be able to interact with a Thestral. Now, I think that is actually in the Room of Requirement. I think we have acquired that Thestral already, we have captured it, and we brought it into our lair to cure it, because that is again something that the gameplay trailer says. It says that we'll be able to capture and cure these creatures that have been possessed. And I think that is again in the Room of Requirement. We have gone on the room in the up left, and I think that would be Thestrals. Moreover, I don't think that would be just for Thestrals and the other one is probably going to be for Mooncalves. However, I think there's going to be a lot more. Now, not many people again are very familiar, or people that are covering Hogwarts Legacy, they don't seem to be very familiar with the game Hogwarts Mystery. I point that out because actually they're made again from the Portkeys developers, and I think probably a couple of ideas, have come from the different games that have been created for Harry Potter in general, I guess, for the whole franchise. So why not take some inspiration from Hogwarts Mystery? Now, I point that out because in Hogwarts Mystery, for people that have not played it, you can take care of magical creatures, and the way they've structured it is that each area will have a certain amount of different creatures that can be hosted in there, because that is their optimal environment. Now, the three that come to mind to me are the Dark Forest, the Duskland, and the Grasslands. So the Grassland is kind of the beginning area, and that's why I'm bringing it up, also because it kind of looks like what we've seen, which is just a grassy area, open pasture with trees and rock, just very simple. And in Hogwarts Mystery, the games that are there are the Pixie, the Niffler, the Gnarl, Portlac, Durclaw, and Abraxan. So I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we've seen again the Niffler in game, and we've seen it in the Grassland, so that's again confirming what I'm saying. I'm not entirely sure all about the other creatures that I have mentioned and the ones that I'm gonna mention. However, again, this could be ones that have been taking inspiration that would be able to host in that area. The Dark Forest, which is the one that I think we have seen, is a thickly wooded area, a bit misty. It is in the moonlight, but not as much as the Dusklands. So, and in the Dark Forest in Hogwarts Mystery, there is the Unicorn, the Chimera, Thestrals, Acromantula, and the Hungarian Horntail. Now here already we have got the Thestrals confirmed, we have the Acromantula confirmed, the Hungarian Horntail as well, and I don't think we have seen it in the gameplay trailers and any other teasers. However, I'll be very surprised if they do not include the Unicorn. So this is already 4 out of 5 creatures that I've mentioned that are in Hogwarts Mystery in the Dark Forest. So I think those will be able to be, again, in the upper corner on the left. I think this is going to be this area. Now the last area would be the Dusklands, which would be the area on the upper right. In this area there is a Chupacabra, Hashwinder, Mooncalf, and Matagod. So I think again the Mooncalf we have seen, and we have seen capturing them in the moonlight. So I think this is probably going to be again represented by that other area. Now moving to 2 quick theories. One is the Hero Caster Wand. Now, I don't know guys if you know, but the Hero Caster Wand was just released for pre-orders a couple of days ago as I recorded this video, and then it was released the day after for everybody who wasn't part of the Harry Potter fan club to be able to pre-order. It's gonna be shipped in early December. They've said that the payments will be taken on the 15th of December, so I'm guessing that it's gonna be actually around that date, because I doubt they will ship them over before taking the payments. And as the payment date has already been set, I doubt they'll be able to take the money before, for, I'm guessing, legal reason. I'm not a lawyer, so don't quote me. However, having said this, again, I have been able to get my hands on the Hero Caster Wand, and I've gotten it because actually that really reminded me of all of the motifs we've seen around Hogwarts Legacy. So I thought that actually, considering the collector's edition was a bit of a letdown for me, I decided, you know what, I had saved some money because I was expecting to buy the collector's edition. I didn't, therefore let me buy this Hero Caster Wand. So I'm very happy that I got it. I've seen already some listings on eBay about it, so if I don't like it, I guess I can make my money back at least. However, having said so, again, the Hero Caster Wand looks very similar to the motifs we've seen around the Hogwarts Legacy, with this kind of spiral and the blue colored light. They have mentioned actually that there is gonna be some extra things that we can do with the Caster Wand, so some extra capabilities, and it seems to be working mostly on Bluetooth and Wi-Fi signals. Now I wonder if there is going to be actually some means to be able to actually put it into the game. Now by put it into the game, I mean actually syncing it, instead of using the controller, being able to use the wand to cast spells. I mean, this is more of a, I would love for them to put it in. I don't necessarily think they are actually doing it it right now. Maybe this is something that they can do in the future. I think it would be very, very cool to be able to actually control the wand and be able to control our character with it. But who knows? I guess this is more of my wish list. I still think this is a good speculation. I wonder, again, this is why I want to put my theories out there, because I wonder if there is some people that have maybe more technical knowledge than me and will be able to debunk this theory or confirm it or say, yes, they can do this, they cannot. So yeah, please let me know your thoughts. Share this video again with people that might be able to help us in figuring this out, because I am very curious. I would love to have that one actually controlling the character and being able to actually perform the spells. That would be very cool. Now, my other very quick point is actually about one of the teasers that I have shown recently about the Grand Staircase. They have shown the Grand Staircase in the day, and then they've shown the Grand Staircase in the night. Now, this is very recent, so I'm not necessarily too upset that I haven't heard anybody talking about it, but I can see a shadow at the bottom of the evening recording of the Grand Staircase. Why I'm bringing this up is actually because we have been speculating about what is going to be the system during the nighttime during Hogwarts Legacy, right? We are still a 5th year, so we still have to adhere to certain rules within Hogwarts. I mean, maybe we will be a prefect or we'll be able to actually become something like that. I'm guessing they still had it at that time. We have seen the prefect bathroom, so again, it would make sense, especially because it happens in 5th year. Again, it would be a whole side quest. I would imagine it would be very silly if they didn't put it into a game. Not being confirmed, but I think that's a given. So maybe that won't be a problem for us because we will have all of our shiny badges and we'll be able to go around. However, it's still interesting to theorize, because what happens before, I mean, as soon as we get the game, as soon as we're able to play, what happens on our first night or second or third or whatever? How long do we have to wait until we can explore the castle at night? And will we be stopped by somebody? And I think this kind of shadow, I mean, I know it's on loop again, but this shadow is moving in a very clear pattern. I mean, if this was just a person kind of moving around and playtesting it, I feel like the shadow move a bit more, but it seems to be very much straight the way it's moving. It's very angular. I don't know how else to describe it. So I'm wondering whether this is one of the things that is patrolling. Will there be some suits of armor, for example, that start patrolling around and we need to avoid them? Will it be teachers? Will it be, the ghosts? I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is kind of, again, one of the small hints we have actually seen about what could happen, during night. We have seen one of the other, I guess, teaser that they've done on Instagram, and I think they have now brought it over into Twitter as well. But we have seen the Peeves scene, and that it is a dark, and our character doesn't seem to be perturbed or worried about somebody actually finding them out. So maybe it is just that some areas are patrolled, and I'm imagining the Grand Staircase would be very, very heavily patrolled, as that I'm guessing would be kind of the, not hub, but it would be a very useful place to get to different places. So, it's interesting to see that there is nobody on the stairs, there isn't anybody right at the bottom of the stairs. So I don't know, I think again this is a very good clip to actually speculate about what's going to happen. So I want to know your comments, because again, I'm not hearing anybody really use this clip to speculate on that. Now, last but definitely not least theory is about the Ravenclaw companion. Now, I have definitely heard people speak about the Ravenclaw companion. However, I still not heard people having the same theory as I have. So now we have seen the 3 other companions for the 3 other houses, and a lot of people are mentioning, well, all of these companions are optional side quests that we can decide not to do. Therefore, the Ravenclaw companion is not gonna be that important either, because otherwise it would be unfair to have one companion that is more important to the story than the other ones. And that makes sense, but other people are saying they're probably keeping it hidden because this is super important to the story, and if we were to be seeing it, maybe it's somebody that we can quote unquote recognize the lineage, maybe it's a person that we have heard names in the books, is an ancestor of somebody we know, or anyway, something, again, talking about the importance of the Ravenclaw companion. I actually think that the Ravenclaw companion will be the person that helps us develop our ancient magic. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it will be needed 100% for completing the story, but we have seen that, for example, Sebastian gives you the crucial spell. So yes, you can argue that all of them are not important, but to me, they actually seem like they're playing a very important role. They have done a lot of marketing regarding, the dark side of Hogwarts Legacy. So I am guessing a lot of people will want to get crucial, will want to get, the darker side of Hogwarts Legacy. So I think Sebastian actually, yes, it's optional, but it's a very, very, very important character if you want to develop all of that darker side to your character. Same is for Natsai. She is the person who's gonna give you the Hippogriff mount, most likely, given what we've seen about the side quests with her. And yes, you can fly on the broom. I think you're gonna be able to fly on the broom very easily and very quickly, as in at the beginning of the game. However, Hippogriff mount will probably unlock, I'm guessing, also the Thestral mount. I think it's just going to be a skin for the Hippogriff mount. I don't think you need to unlock another side quest with the Thestrals and all that to get that. I think it's just going to be that you can change the skin to the Hippogriff to be the Onyx Hippogriff or the Thestral mount. However, again, this I think is a very important mechanic, or not important, I guess. Again, you can probably complete the game without it, but I think is a very interesting mechanic that most people will want to do. So her quest is important as well, or at least the one we've seen. And Poppy, we haven't seen much about Poppy, but I do think the shot we've seen about us gathering up the Mooncalves, I think that shot is actually part of her quest, because we have seen us with her in the forest with all of the centaurs around us. So I think maybe there is a misunderstanding. We have just tried to save the Mooncalves, or trying to go to save the Mooncalves, and the centaurs surround us saying, what are you doing in the forest? You're trying to steal all of our animals, and actually we're trying to help the situation, so we're trying to defeat the poachers. So I think that would be that, and I think probably her side quest is going to be to actually be able to unlock gathering up the creatures, or maybe healing them, or something like that. So again, I think she will unlock all of that part of the game as well. So now we have said, yes, these are all side quest things, but I think why not actually being able to study with our Ravenclaw companion, or not study in a boring, just reading a book or whatever, something more interesting, like going in the field and exploring some of the sites that we can use our ancient magic in, and maybe that will help us push a little further. They will be able to help us channel our magic in a specific way to be able to actually unlock certain things or complete a puzzle. I think maybe they will be able to, at the beginning, give us some cool spells or some branchy spells for ancient magic. Again, we haven't seen that much about the ancient magic yet, because I think they're probably trying to show us more what we have seen, or we can get excited more than the things that we don't know yet about, which again will make sense why we're not seeing this Ravenclaw companion, because we have not been shown much about the ancient magic technically. So I think the Ravenclaw companion will actually help us develop our ancient magic. I think it will be related about improving our abilities on that and unlocking certain spells for it. I can't fully speculate other than that, I guess, but that's why I want you guys again to tell me in the comments, what do you think about this? Do you think that the Ravenclaw companion will be able to help us with ancient magic or not, because maybe we need to keep our ancient magic hidden? Nobody knows that we're using ancient magic. What are your thoughts? Please let me know. I am very, very interested. Now, this is a little bit of a bonus point if you have made it this far into the video, but I just wanted to include my thoughts on actually the collector's edition. Well, we've kind of mentioned a little bit about the PS5 exclusivity. I have mentioned a little bit about the collector's edition during point 3 about the Hero Caster Wand, and I just wanted to speak about the fact that I think, again, like the Ravenclaw companion, I think actually the stuff that we have seen included in the collector's edition are gonna make a lot more sense once the game starts. Do I like them? No. But I think this is actually proving the point about the Ravenclaw companion. Now, they have shown us a couple of new things, but a lot of the things that we have already seen. And I think that is because they want us to be hyped for this game. game, and we cannot be hyped for stuff that we fully do not understand. You know, the in and out and the mechanics of it. If we don't know them, we can't really get excited for it. So I think, I mean, this is something that I have kind of seen somebody mention very briefly, but I think the wand is definitely going to be Merlin's wand, and the book is definitely going to be Merlin's book. I think the map that we have seen makes sense because we have been told that Merlin has got a lot of hidden puzzles that we can access with ancient magic around Hogwarts and Hogsmeade. So I think that map is actually going to be in the book in game, and that would be how we find some of these puzzles. Maybe we will get some clues, maybe there will be actually the fully drawn map, but I think we will use that book to really figure out what Merlin was up to. I do think there is a possibility that we are Merlin's heir, or maybe we are the heir of Morgana, as Expectago has been kind of speculating, not about being the heir of Morgana necessarily, but about Morgana importance. I do agree with him, saying that I think there is going to be somebody else that's pulling the strings in, you know, behind our evils that we have already seen, and I think maybe will be a witch. And I'm saying that again because actually one thing I have not seen people mention is that in one of the blog posts for Sony a long time ago, we actually got this phrase that mentions a dark witch. Now, we haven't really seen a dark evil witch during these teasers as far as I'm aware, so please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sure you will, but yeah, we haven't seen a dark witch, so it is interesting that they mentioned this so early on as well. So that makes me think that actually there is somebody else pulling the strings and is going to be a dark witch, and maybe will be Morgana, and maybe the story is that, you know, instead of Merlin and Morgana being alive at the same time, Morgana is just coming after and trying to get on the ancient magic as well, and that's why they want us. But yeah, so I think that's why we have gotten these items in the collector's edition. I think they're going to be very, very important. I think at some point we're going to be able to unlock this wand in game, kind of like the Elder wand right at the end. Maybe our wand will break and we'll be able to use that for a period of time or something like that. It would be weird, I guess, to give us a different wand if we can still use the first one, because at least for me, given that the wand chooses the wizard, I want to stick with my original wand. So I think they're gonna maybe want to do something to incentivize us to move wand, other than this is gonna be more powerful. But yeah, so I think this is actually going to be Merlin's wand and Merlin's book, and that's why it's been in the collector's edition. I think it will make way more sense once we play the game, and then maybe the prices of the people that got the collector edition selling it on eBay will go up, who knows. I have heard some people ask why they didn't include a letter in the Hogwarts Legacy Collector's Edition, why that wasn't done. Everybody would have liked it. Now, I think they didn't include a letter because we won't receive a letter. So it's already a mystery why we're starting as a year 5. So I don't think we will actually receive a letter. I think we're going to receive a visit from the professor, kind of coming and picking us up, basically. But I don't think we will receive a letter, hence why we did not get a letter. Another maybe easier explanation will just be from a marketing perspective. Which name will they have put on the letter? Not entirely sure, because again, our character is us in the game, so it's our to shape. I don't know necessarily if we will be able to write our name and have people just call us student or something. I don't know if they will do like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where basically they have a preset female name and a preset male name, but maybe, you know, they'll have that, and therefore, again, still, because you don't play as one specific character, it would have been difficult to say, dear blah blah blah, we're pleased to invite you to Hogwarts. It would be a bit difficult, so that's why I think also they didn't do it. But I still don't think we will get letter in game. I think it doesn't make sense for where we are. I think it doesn't make sense for what we have seen. It doesn't make sense for, you know, what we've seen that is probably still going to be early on in the game. So yeah, I think the collector edition is going to make sense at the end, or not at the end, but once we play the game. But this still doesn't excuse for how bad it was, in my opinion. So I think they should have thought about it. They should have maybe made some hype on, if they wanted people to get behind it, they should have made some hype about what is this one, what is this book. So yeah, these were my 5 things that I've not heard anybody else speak about, plus a bonus one. And so please let me know in the comments below, did you hear somebody else speak about them? What are your thoughts on them? Yeah, please let me know. And again, share share this video so that we can get more people talking about them, and maybe putting all of our heads together, maybe we can figure it out before the games comes out. So thank you so much. Again, subscribe if you liked it. Let me know in the comments as well what else do you want to hear me speak about next, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.